Small talk is just casual chatter. Think again. In this video, we uncover the subtle ways women flirt without ever saying it out loud. Flirting is one of the most misunderstood aspects of human interaction, and part of the reason it's so confusing is because it doesn't always look the way people expect. Many imagine flirting as bold compliments, obvious gestures, or overt romantic signals. But the truth is that subtle flirting is far more common, especially among women, and one of the most fascinating yet most overlooked tools women use to signal attraction is small talk. What many men dismiss as a polite chatter is often layered with deeper meaning, hidden signals, and even quiet invitations. And this video will break down how women subtly flirt using small talk and how you can finally recognize the signs that often go unnoticed. Small talk is not meaningless. In fact, it's often the foundation of attraction. When a woman makes small talk with you, she may appear casual, but underneath, she is often creating an opportunity to connect. The key is to recognize that small talk is less about the topic itself and more about the intent behind it. A question about your weekend, a comment about your shirt, or even an observation about the weather can be her way of signaling that she wants your attention. Women rarely invest energy into people they don't care about. So, when small talk is directed your way, pay attention. One of the clear signs that small talk is being used as a sort of flirting is when the conversation gradually shifts focus. At first, the topic may be natural, work, a shared environment, or a current event, but then it quickly becomes more personal. She asks about your hobbies, your background, or even your family. This shift isn't random. It's her way of testing the waters and moving from surface level connection into something more meaningful. That transition is one of the strongest clues that her words carry attraction underneath. Humor is another powerful weapon hidden inside small talk. Women often use jokes, teasing, or playful sarcasm as a way to signal interest while also keeping the interaction light. On the surface, she is just being funny, but in reality, she is building rapport, creating chemistry, and lowering defenses. Humor allows her to flirt without pressure. If she is consistently making you laugh, teasing you, or even laughing at your jokes when they aren't that funny, chances are her small talk isn't just casual, it's attraction disguised as playfulness. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon to unlock expert insights on subtle flirting, body language, and the hidden messages women send through small talk. Compliments are one of the strongest signs, but women rarely deliver them in obvious ways. Instead of saying something bold like "you're so attractive," they often weave compliments into casual conversation. For example, she might say, "That color looks really good on you," or "You always explain things so well." These compliments are subtle enough to pass as polite small talk, but when paired with tone and body language, they become flirtatious. The real signal lies in how she says it, not just in the words themselves. Body language transforms small talk into something far more powerful. When a woman is subtly flirting, her physical presence amplifies her words. She might lean in slightly, maintain eye contact longer than usual, or smile as she speaks. These gestures aren't random. They're subconscious ways of showing interest. The conversation itself may be about something ordinary, but the delivery tells the real story. Small talk without supportive body language is polite. Small talk with more engaged body language is flirting. Another overlooked element of flirtatious small talk is memory. If she remembers small details you shared in past conversations and brings them up again, it's a clear sign of deeper interest. For example, if you mentioned weeks ago that you were working on a project and she asked about it later, that isn't casual, it's initial. Women use memory in small talk as a way of proving attentiveness and signaling that what you say matters to them. That's far beyond simple politeness. Persistence is one of the strongest indicators that small talk means more than it seems. Polite small talk fades quickly, but flirtatious small talk lingers. If she keeps asking follow-up questions, circles back to earlier topics, or invests new threads just to keep you talking. She's not just being friendly, she's finding reasons to stay engaged because she enjoys the interaction. This persistence is rarely accidental. It's attraction hidden in plain sight. Shared experiences often emerge in flirtatious small talk. She may reference something you both noticed earlier, turn a comment into a running joke, or create playful insight references only the two of you share. These conversational bonds are more than fun. They create intimacy. When a woman invests energy into building a small, exclusive conversational moments with you, it's her way of deepening connection without openly stating her feelings. Small talk also allows women to test your responses in a low-risk way. She might throw in a playful question, a light tease, or even a small personal admission to see how you react. If you match her energy, she'll likely escalate with more personal or playful comments. If you respond coldly, she can retreat without embarrassment. This is why subtle flirting through small talk is such a brilliant strategy. It's safe, effective, and adaptable. Storytelling is another subtle technique hidden in casual conversation. A woman may share funny anecdotes, little personal details, or even light vulnerabilities as part of her small talk. On the surface, these stories seem random, but in reality, they're an invitation for you to know her better. The more personal the story, the more trust she's showing. Flirtation often hides in the act of letting you into her world, one light-hearted story at a time. Many men miss this cues because they take words at face value. They hear the literal sentences but ignore the delivery, tone, and emotional context. To truly decode a small talk, you need to listen differently. Don't just ask, what is she saying? Ask, why is she's saying it this way. At this moment, to me, that mindset shift will help you recognize when small talk is a mask for attraction. Curiosity is a hallmark of flirtatious small talk. If a woman keeps asking you questions not just about what you do, but why you do it, she's signaling genuine interest. Questions like, what made you choose that job? Or what do you usually do on weekends? Are more than polite filler. They're her way of uncovering layers of who you are. Casual small talk doesn't dig this deep. Flirtatious small talk always does. Observation is another technique often hidden in small talk. A woman who casually comments on your habits, your style, or your energy is actually paying close attention. Comments like, you always seem so calm, or you're really focused today, are signs she notices details others might ignore. These observations aren't random. They're signals that you stand out to her. In subtle flirting, observation is attention and attention is attraction. Timing is also crucial. When a woman initiates a small talk at moments when she doesn't have to, it's really casual. Maybe she walks over to chat, sends a random message, or strikes up conversation when others wouldn't. These little excuses to interact often carry deeper meaning. If she's choosing moments to talk when she could remain silent, it's a strong sign she's interested. Another advanced form of subtle flirting is a playful challenge. During a small talk, she might tease you about your habits, jokingly question your choices, or create small challenges within the conversation. This isn't meant to criticize, it's meant to spark chemistry. Playful banter creates tension, and tension creates attraction. If her small talk feels like a light-hearted game, it's almost always flirtatious. Mirroring is one of the most fascinating psychological signs within small talk. If she reflects your tone, uses similar words, or even mirrors your body language, she's subconsciously aligning with you. This kind of conversational matching creates a sense of harmony and connection. Often women don't even realize they're doing it, but whether intentional or instinctive, mirroring during small talk is a powerful signal of attraction. Even silence has meaning in flirtatious small talk. If she lingers during pauses, holds eye contact instead of looking a bit, or smiles without rushing to fill the gap, she's using silence as intimacy. Comfortable silence is one of the strongest indicators of attraction. Within a small talk, it transforms a casual exchange into something that feels more personal and connected. Gradual escalation is another hidden element of what starts as a light, casual conversation often deepens over time. She may begin with surface-level questions, but eventually introduces more meaningful topics like values, dreams, or future plans. This transition is intentional. It's her way of taking the conversation from friendly to intimate without saying so directly. Flirtation often hides in this slow, deliberate deepening. This video is just the beginning. Stay with us by subscribing. In the digital world, small talk often takes the form of casual text, check-ins, or light-hearted memes. A woman who messages you out of the blue with something simple like, "Hey, how's your day?" Or sends you something funny she thought you'd like is often keeping the connection alive. Digital small talk is the modern version of subtle flirting. The content of the message matters less than the fact that she keeps reaching out. It's important to remember that not all small talk is a flirtation. The difference lies in consistency, persistence, and delivery. Friendly small talk is polite, brief, and surface level. Flirtatious small talk is personal, engaging, and initially prolonged. The energy feels different. Once you learn to spot that difference, you'll be able to confidently separate kindness from attraction. Understanding this signal isn't just about dating, it's about becoming more socially aware. The ability to recognize subtle flirting helps you respond better with stronger connections and avoid missing opportunities. Many relationships start not with bold declarations but with a simple piece of small talk that carried more meaning than either person realized at the time. The psychology behind this behavior is fascinating. Subtle flirting allows women to express interest while protecting themselves from rejection. By hiding attraction inside a small talk, they create a safe space where they can gauge your response. If you respond positively, the conversation deepens. If you don't, they can retreat without embarrassment. It's a brilliant communication strategy, one that balances vulnerability with safety. Once you master the art of decoding flirtatious small talk, your entire social world changes. Suddenly, you know the signals you used to miss. You realize that a woman's curiosity, her jokes, her repeated check-ins, or her casual compliments aren't random, they're meaningful. This awareness allows you to respond with confidence, opening doors to connections you may have overlooked before. Ultimately, small talk is much more than chatter. For many women, it's a sophisticated form of flirting, a way to express attraction without ever saying it outright. It's playful, safe, and filled with hidden meaning. By learning to recognize these signs, you'll never again miss the opportunity to connect with someone who's interested in you. In fact, you'll gain a deeper understanding of how attraction works in everyday life, and that insight will transform the way you approach relationships forever. Now you know the hidden signals behind her work. Pay attention next time. A simple conversation could be more than just talk. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again.